So I wanted to talk about the concept of stop being greedy and start being grateful. And obviously I learned this from one of my great mentors that helped me make a lot more money, have better relationships and so forth. And it's a very interesting concept because it's like the world we're raised at, or we're raised in, doesn't matter what country you're from and whatnot. It's like there's always this point of competition of me, survival. I should look after myself. Why should I think about other people? Because like they're not gonna care about me, blah blah, right? And it's like, and you could end up, let's say, make more money, but then it's like, no, I want more money. You know, why does that guy have that? I want to get all that, right? And it's like this constant nonstop of just wanting more and more and more. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting more, right? Like, it's good. You should want more, right? And you will get more, but the focus, if it's on wanting more, even the word want comes from lack, right? Because why would you want something if you don't lack it, right? So either you want it, or you're like, no, I have what I need, right? You see, it's a need, right? For example, if let's say someone puts your head underwater, you're not like, oh, I want air. You're like, I need air. And that's where you do whatever it takes to get that air. But this point of wanting and this concept of stop being greedy, start being grateful is the starting point of many people who want more, is that point of lack, that fear of not having, fear of losing. And what happens most of the time, they end up losing it anyway. That's why you have all these people who make all this money, boom, not only lose it, but then they go into negatives, right? And you're like, how? Like, this guy was doing great, was making a lot of money, like, what happened, right? It's a very fascinating point. And so it's I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how, like, I don't have a step-by-step of how to stop being greedy, start being grateful. However, just by even bringing this to the surface of most people's attention, they typically know deep down, this is how I'm gonna achieve this. And you could start being grateful by the things you have, right? Because you look at it of, let's say, simple stuff, being grateful for even let's say functioning legs, because how many people don't even have legs, right? So even that alone, be grateful for that. Be grateful actually for your necessities being met. If you're watching this video, that means you have internet. You know what percentage of people don't even have internet? Like majority, 70% plus or some crazy number, don't even have internet. I know for a fact I grew up in Iran and I didn't have internet, right? And so even if you have internet to watch this, that means you're paying monthly, or someone in the household is paying monthly for the internet. That means they also have money to buy food, some form of shelter, water, and so forth. Doesn't mean it has to be expensive food, doesn't mean any of that. It's just you have some of those basic needs met, right? So, and what's interesting is the moment you start being grateful for it, and I'll guarantee, like, practice 30 days of just being grateful for simple stuff. Initially, you're not gonna feel anything. You're gonna be like, okay, but I want more. Like, okay, why am I just grateful for this? And for the first 30 days, you may not even feel anything. Or some people, within 2 days, you're gonna feel so great that more things will come into your life anyway. But the idea is, when you start being grateful, then you're vibrationally, you start vibrating at a level. And I use these words, but many people just throw these words around, but like, it's a physical thing. Like, physically, you will get into a state of being where better things and more things will naturally come into your life. And it's not that it will come into your life, it's that you will then feel so great that you will go put yourself out there more to create those things. So it's not the whole point of, because I know many people get sucked into the idea of law of attraction and all that. It's not that it's law of attraction, it's the law of creation. It's beyond that, right? You can't, like, you could sit at home and think about eating a steak all you want, if you like steak, but whatever food you like, it's not gonna come to you unless you go out there and create it. And some people could look at that and like, oh, but I attracted it. Like I went out there and it just came to me. Like the name of the restaurant just popped into my head or whatever. But it's like, yeah, you still put yourself out there, and based on even that idea of you think about something and you see it all everywhere, that's a physical part of your brain, right? What was it called? I forgot the specific name of the part of the brain. Reticular activating system. There you go. So RAS for short. You can look it up, right? It's a physical part of your brain where when you think about something, you start seeing it everywhere. You think about a red car, you see red cars everywhere. You're not gonna see a blue car. You may see a few here and there, but you're not gonna see much of it because your focus is on this color. So again, think about this point, especially if you're like in your life, you're like, oh, I don't have much, blah, blah, blah. I guarantee it, because of that mindset, is you don't have much. And you could be like, oh, but at some point I did have it and I lost it. It's because you were afraid of losing it and you ended up losing it. So you need to shift that mindset and start being grateful for the things you do have. And initially it may be very tough to find stuff to be grateful for. It may be only one thing, right? It may, the only thing you could be grateful for maybe is the fact that you are breathing, right? But for some of you, you may be sick, and so your nose is congested, whatever, so you can't breathe well. But be grateful for the fact that you're still alive, right? Like find something that you could be grateful for, because then you notice more and more things that you could then be grateful for. And a bonus is if you could also write it down. But again, this is just one thing. This concept alone is not gonna get you wealthy. Every video I make are concepts that if you really want to make more money, you have to learn all of that. Now, for some of you, you may be like, how can I learn all that? If you want, I mean, I was lucky enough, I guess, to come across, I met some cool guys at an event and they showed me this really cool technology. It's like call it technology because it's like on a software, and it helps me learn things at a crazy rate. I don't understand how, but it's really cool, right? And so if you want to learn things faster, and you know there's a lot of things you want to learn, and you want to learn it at a rate where it becomes physical, like you physically start acting different and all that, you start acting like the person who has all that. And when I say acting, it's not like consciously you acting it, it's at an unconscious level. Then for that stuff, you could hit me up one-on-one, because I can't share that stuff here. But yeah, start thinking about this concept, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.